Every beginning feels impossible at first. The page is blank, the words don't come, and you sit there wondering how to even start. But here's the thing. Every great story, every song you love, every life you admire, they all began the same way. With someone staring at a blank page and then deciding to make a mark. Every story exists because someone chose to begin. And the same is true for the story of you. You know that feeling? You want to begin, but you freeze. Maybe it's fear of failing, maybe it's wondering what people will think, or maybe it's that voice that whispers, "You're not ready yet." Well, here's the secret. Nobody ever feels ready. Not really. And waiting for that moment? It just makes the weight heavier. Because fear doesn't shrink with time, it grows. It grows every day you put your dream back on the shelf. When we don't start, ideas stay locked inside. Dreams sit in notebooks, songs stay unsung, and the strange thing, the longer we wait, the harder it feels. Fear doesn't fade when you wait, it grows. Because fear gains weight the more you feed it with silence. The longer you stand on the edge, the higher the leap feels. We tell ourselves, maybe later when I'm ready, but waiting rarely makes it easier. Fear grows stronger the longer you wait to begin. But beginnings? They get lighter the moment you move. What I'm saying is, you don't have to be fearless to start. You just have to be willing. I know this because I've lived it. When I started this channel, I was terrified. English isn't my first language, and even though I'd worked for a long time in broadcasting, it's mostly been on the radio. I had little experience being on camera, and at 42, I thought, am I too old for social media? I worried about what people would think. Would anyone understand where I was coming from? But I started anyway. Small, imperfect steps. And the response has been warmer than I ever expected. And by putting myself out there, I experienced you don't have to erase fear before you begin. You just have to bring it in with you. Because starting isn't an act of perfection, it's an act of hope. This is what I've learned. We think we need courage to start. That once the fear is gone, then we'll be ready. But beginnings aren't about being fearless. They're about being willing. You don't need to be fearless to start, you just need to begin. Here are 3 ways you can begin, even when the fear feels loud. Start for just 2 minutes. Write 1 sentence, stretch for 2 minutes, open that file. Small cracks break the weight of not starting. Say to yourself, I'm allowed to be a beginner. It doesn't need to be perfect at the start. Permission is often the first step forward. And don't think about finishing. Think about beginning the next step. Because once you start, momentum carries more than you think. Starting doesn't mean you won't be afraid. It means you've chosen something stronger than fear. And little by little, what once felt impossible becomes part of who you are. We picture beginnings as huge, life-changing moments, but most of them are small. 1 word on a page, 1 foot out the door, 1 seed in the soil. Small steps are still beginnings, and they matter more than you think. So, are you afraid to start? that's okay. Begin anyway. Not perfectly, not fearlessly, just honestly. Because life doesn't wait until you're ready. It opens when you do. And if this lifted you, don't miss my episode, Who Do You Want to Be? I'll link it here for you to watch next.